Let's talk Dreadnought. A lot of people have questions about beating the Dreadnought, how to beat it successfully. Sometimes you're losing too many units, and maybe you're losing the battle too many times, and you're just wondering, what am I doing wrong? So here's some steps, some tips, some tricks. Basically, three things I really focus on when you're fighting the Dreadnought or preparing for the Dreadnought. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is get the right units. Useful units for the Dreadnought. The M10. The M10 is the #1 unit that will help you beat the Dreadnought. The more you have, the merrier. And I'm saying the more the merrier, because literally if you have all of them on the field, like right now you can put 8 on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could put 10, 11 of them on the field. It's not the best strategy, but the more you have, the easier it is that you can continue battling when he one-shots one of them, like he does sometimes. You son of a bitch. M10s, as many as you can have. For the value of how much they cost, they're well worth it in naval battles. The second unit, if you don't have that, is the R1s, and you'll want a bunch of those. The next critical thing is a meat shield up front. Just like in any other thing, meat shields are good, especially against the Dreadnought, because he has one attack that slams the front row, and it's pretty damaging. And if he breaks through your meat shields, he will start to take out your second row pretty dang quickly. So you need some pretty strong buoys. Groupers, either baby groupers or the monster groupers. If you can, if you can buy them, get the monster groupers. Also realize the more you have the merrier, because he will one-shot kill them jokers too sometimes. Um, if you have the ironclad, it just makes it a little bit easier. Optional units to have and use are the subs and the pelicans. I don't really use any of those in my strategy, but let's say you don't have a grouper, or you only have a baby grouper, you might want to throw a sub in the back to help take out the other sub for one of the critical steps. The pelican, some people use the pelicans, all pelicans, but you can beat him with it. It's a challenge because almost all his attacks have a 90% crit chance against planes, and the pelican is one of the strongest planes we have right now. It can endure a couple um, of those shots, but you have to be careful with those. I'm not doing a strategy on pelicans. You can watch another video on that. So that's your first tip, getting the right units. The second thing is rank them to useful levels. They need to be useful levels. Your M10s, I would say not even fight the guy until you're at least rank 3. And rank 4 is optimal. Rank 3 is going to be harder, more challenging. They're going to die more often. Um, Same way with rank 4, but it gives them just a little bit more health and a little bit more damage to take him out faster, so that you have a better chance. Um, all right, mine are R4, rank 4 right now, and that is max level for the level that we are in Battle Nations. Um, if you don't have the M10s, you need R1s, and I would say rank those to R4, which is max for the level also. Um, a lot of people have a combination between M10s and R1s, and that's fine. But try to get those to max rank, because they just don't have as much health and they don't do as much damage, so you need them to be at their peak. The next critical step is the more R1s you use, the higher your buoys rank need to be, because that front line needs to hold. And mine are R5 right now, but I would recommend anything rank 4 and above. I wouldn't even tempt it anything below that. Like I said, it's just going to take it out too fast. You can get them all the way to rank 6 right now in the game, which is max level, which is nice. And if you can do that, great. Uh, I don't have the widgets to do it right now, but I will rank them up as soon as I get other things ranked up, and then I have those resources to spare. Groupers, whether it be the baby grouper or the monster grouper, I would say you would want rank 4, which is the max level for them, and that's because those are instrumental in taking out those submarines, which is a strategy that's important. The next thing is if you have one, the ironclad, I would rank it up to 2, which is max level for ours. Optional units, the subs, would get the sub to rank 4, which is max. And the Pelicans are rank 4 as well, which is the max. If you're going to use those as optional units, get those as high as possible. All right, the third tip in the strategy and the thing that you need to is know when to cut your losses or when to go for it. This part is critical. The first part of the battle. You want to kill both subs by your third attack. It's better if you can get it by your second attack, but if by the third attack you can kill both of those subs, then you're in good shape in the beginning, your first 3 things. You must have at least one M10 to carry out this strategy that I use. That's only because the R1 does not hit both the Dreadnought and the sub at the same time. And I say that by your third attack, you should be hitting the Dreadnought. If you're not hitting the Dreadnought by your third attack, then you're going to have a harder time taking him out before he takes you out. So that's why I think at least having one M10 is critical with this strategy um, to do that. The second thing is know when to determine, the second step in realizing when to determine to keep going or cutting bait is if you're getting in good attacks and he isn't. If he's breaching your units already by the third attack, you might want to decide to cut bait because if he's doing a lot of crits on your units right early on in the game, then he's taking out a lot of damage in the front half, and that means by the time you get to the point where you're in your last few units and he's in his last bit of health, those units may not make it. So you want to watch out for him critting too early, too often, or breaching your units early on in the game. The third tip in determining whether you should continue going or stop is by the time he gets to his cooldown phase, meaning he's used all his attacks, the subs are dead, and he's not attacking you back, and you get a couple of freebies in there to just punch him. If your units are at least half their life, the ones that he's damaged so far, if they're at least half and above, I'd say keep going. If you've got a bunch of units that are below half life at that point, I think it might be he's gotten too many good attacks early on, or your units aren't ranked up enough, and maybe you should probably bail out because if you go for it and lose all your units, that's just that much longer you're going to have to take to heal. If you've only lost one unit at this point, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It may, if you got a advanced hospital and it's rank 10, it may take an hour, hour and a half to get that unit back up, and then you can fight again. But if you've got to heal all your units, it's going to take 8, 9 hours, depending on how many hospitals you have, how much resources you have to heal it. So if one unit is maybe half life, but you've got a lot of max, M10s and your max level, and heck, you even got the ironclad in there, I'd say you're probably okay. But you're going to have to determine if you feel comfortable going ahead with the units that you have at that point. All right, the fourth thing, once you've committed to the battle, you've taken out the subs, you haven't lost a lot of your health on your units, and you're pounding him, you punched him in the face a few times and he hasn't attacked back, you need to know what units to attack with. And that's kind of where strategy comes into play because at the final stages of the game, if you don't have any attacks left, then you're just letting him regroup, rebuild, and then punch you in the face, and you can't punch back. So what I like to do is I like to take the units that he's already damaged, um, the one that has the least health, and I'll try to use his attack. Now, you must use the best attacks first. And on the M10, um, when you're looking at the turn attack at rank 4, which is the only place you can be right now, you're going to get 127 to 178 damage times 2. Now, you're not going to get that damage against the Dreadnought, the full damage against the Dreadnought because of his defenses. So you're going to get 60 to 80. If you crit, you maybe get 120 or something, which is nice. It's enough to beat him, but that's the best attack that you want to hit him with the M10. If you're using the Ironclad, the max rank is rank 2, and it's 100 to 151 times 4. So you get two more opportunities to get damage. So it's like about almost twice 2 shots from the M10 just using your Ironclad. So you want to use the Ironclad attack as much as possible for the best results. Run through the best attacks first before those units get killed. So hit him with the one that does, with the M10, does times 2 damage. It's the middle attack. Hit him with that. Run through all the units that's been damaged. Hit him with those first. Once you run out of those, and then move on to the first attack and hit him with those until something else opens up. But check all your units and see what's about to be available. And say, hey, this unit right here looks like it's about to die next. Let me use its more powerful hit and to try to damage the Dreadnought to get the most damage possible before that unit dies. Also take into consideration if that unit's been hit recently and has suppression applied to it. Um, it does have a chance to miss, but I've kind of been playing around with it, and even my N10s that maybe I haven't seen it on the R1, maybe it affects them more, but with the M10s, even though it does have suppression, I haven't really seen it miss against the Dreadnought. Um, it does reduce the chance of getting a crit on it, but it seems to not affect it as much. Maybe you're having a different experience, but if you see that it's happening with suppression is on a unit and it's got enough life to maybe survive another attack, then go on to another low health unit and use that one that doesn't have suppression on it. And then remember to come right back to that one that's the weakest, because you want to get those attacks in. Your very back row, is usually the units that live the longest in the battle. Most of the time, when it comes down to where I'm at, it's those last 2 units or 2 or 3 units on the back that's still alive. And so you want to make sure that you got those attacks available and ready when it comes to those final last few blows to either take him out or he takes you out. So plan strategically. You can look at some of the videos and some of the attacks that I do here, especially the last video that I show here, which defeats him. So there's the tips and tricks for the Dreadnought, the strategies that I use. You may have a different strategy that works for you. If you want to, you can comment below uh, or, or let me know of something that's more successful for you. But I just find that this one is the one that seems to be the best approach to kill him more often than just going to the hospital every time. So there it is. I appreciate you watching the video, and stay tuned as we get more units. I will update us on how to do this. One new unit that we got is the snake, and you ask how that does against this guy. Terrible, terrible. Its number 1 attack, which it hits tanks. The Dreadnought's not considered a tank unit, so it can't even attack him. So you're only left with its just gunfire attack, and it does maybe 60 damage to him. And then 1 shot from the Dreadnought obliterates the snake and he's out of the game, so it's really not even worth putting him in there. At a higher rank, I don't see that very changing because his best attack can't hit it anyway. So maybe he'll be more useful when he's ranked up against the Ancient Construct and or the Ancient Sentinel when he comes out. Doubting the Ancient Sentinel he'll be very good at, but we'll see. We'll play around when he gets here. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video and hope you're enjoying the downtime before the next boss strike. Get your units ready because it's right around the corner. It usually is. All right, guys.